play politics with security.
Let's talk about the biggest conversations.
Made of trustworthy ideas.
Passionately connected
to everyone.
Let's talk.
Let's talk on Nigeria Info
95.1
Abuja.
Nigeria Info.
6:31 a.m. Let's get right into what the newspaper headlines are saying today, the 30th day in the month of October 2024. My name is Gabrielle.
And my name is Itodo. Please note these headlines are only read as published according to the guidelines of these various media outlets and have got nothing to do with Nigeria Info. So ensure that in your reactions, you have the facts, details, and every information that you need. We'll be going through the Punch, the Daily Trust, the Vanguard, the Guardian, and Leadership today.
Let's get started with the Punch newspapers. On the front pages, 17 northern states blackout to end November 12, says the federal government. Stop ad hoc dollar auctions, World Bank tells CBN. 32 states got 55% of revenue from FAAC, according to reports. And the big story on the front pages of the Punch. Again, NNPCL hikes petrol price, fixes 1,016 naira per litre. 2025 budget, Tinubu submits MTEF to National Assembly next week. Anti-party Aregbesola camp mom as APC suspends ex-governor. CAF confirms date for Eagles' final AFCON qualifiers. Judge summons mother for son's cybercrime case. Amotekun arrests 27 suspected criminals in Ondo. APC faults protesters' demand for Ondo REC redeployment. Tinubu must reduce fuel price to help the poor breathe, says ex-Von DG Okechukwu. And finally, on the Punch, a tight grip. Governors devise new strategies to keep LGs under control. You can find more details on that story and the other headlines on the Punch newspapers this morning.
Moving on now to what the Guardian is saying. States poor IGR raises fiscal sustainability concerns. Reps query permanent secretary over 1.4 billion naira abandoned road project. Documentation stalls ministerial nominees screening. Naira for crude. Tinubu seeks stakeholders' understanding as fuel price rises. Petrol consumption hovers at 50 million litres per day amid deregulation, smuggling. Telcos losing billions of naira to vandalism as NCC audit shows subscription shortfall. Federal government seeks regional cooperation against small arms IED threats. Stakeholders urge caution, review of tax bill for consensus. Nigeria, US set up early warning situation room for conflict resolution. Tinubu launches 2025 Armed Forces Emblem Appeal Fund. Kanu okays 71,000 naira minimum wage as NUT urges wider implementation. Nigeria, West African countries to adopt unified driver's license. Amotekun arrests 20-year-old over alleged murder of elderly woman in Ondo. Car cleaner sentenced to life imprisonment for defiling minor. And finally, kidnappers demand 200 million naira ransom for abducted Catholic priest in Edo. Let's move on now to what the Vanguard is saying.
Now, on the front pages of the Vanguard newspapers, petrol price up third time in 60 days as crude price drops. Naira appreciates to 1,725 naira to the dollar in parallel market. Power will be restored to North in 72 hours, says the federal government. Ondo Guber, SDP, APC tango over alleged recruitment of political thugs. Poverty, unemployment are collective resolve tested by ongoing challenges, says Northern governors. Newlyweds escape assassination attempt on Enugu-Port Harcourt Road. FG now requires over 19 trillion naira to complete inherited road projects, according to Umahi. CBN ready to use all tools to manage inflation, says Cardoso. Dangote backs Tinubu's CNG drive, invests over $280 million in trucks and infrastructure. And finally, on the Vanguard, dilapidated Sapele Warri Road, again, trapped motorists, travelers cry out. These and many more headlines you'd find on the Vanguard newspapers this morning.
Moving on now to what leadership has got as its major stories. Fuel crisis hold marketers responsible for long queues. Dangote. Kanu approves 71,000 naira minimum wage. We will restore power to North in 5 days. Transmission Company of Nigeria. Domestic airfare jumps by 57.81% in 1 year. CBN to use any tool to fight inflation. Cardoso. Former Ebonyi SSG Bernard Odo emerges 7th VC of Unizik. Nigerian Observer honors Iradia Momo Obagbena. Others. Scores killed in Edo Cold War. Federal government donates 500 million naira to Nigerian Legion. Only Lagos Rivers can generate substantial IGR budget. Federal government signed cargo tracking agreement in error. Minister. Naira used for crude oil transaction conceived to remove exchange rate barrier. Tinubu. Reps move to protect fraudulent money withdrawal from bank accounts. Federal government signed multi-billion-dollar cargo tracking agreement in error. Minister. Embattled Abia lawmaker. Assaulted driver. Resolved to settle dispute. EFCC arrests 4 suspected bank hackers in Abuja. And that's it on the leadership.
And finally, on the Daily Trust this morning, on the front pages, Abuja residents refuse dumps compete for road. Customers express frustration as banks' IT glitches linger. EU to develop strategy to protect environment, mitigate climate change effects. CAF sets dates for Super Eagles final AFCON qualifying matches. Power outage. Bandits targeting Shiroro's 330 kV lines for long, according to locals. Airport projects. Senate approves refund of 24 billion naira to Kebbi, Nasarawa. Judiciary central to the fight against insecurity, says Ubasani. APC suspends Aribeshola over alleged anti-party activities. Rivers Judicial Panel summons Wike's allies, 105 others over LG arson. Kanu PDP unveils 5-point agenda to revive party's image. Reps Speaker advocates reserved legislative seats, joint tickets for women. Long road to addressing teachers' shortage in Nigeria. And finally, on the Daily Trust, WAEC begins computer-based examination on Friday. These and many more stories you'd find on the Daily Trust. Now, time to get to your reactions. You can call in live 0700 951 0000 or 0809 597 4869. The WhatsApp number is 080 999 30137.
We're streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. You can go onto this platform to watch the show live and be a part of the conversation at this time. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Gabrielle and the Itodo.
Welcome.
The one and only, I greet you.
Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning. Go ahead.
My name is Salasi. I want to talk about the insecurity that happened. You know, they kidnapped someone in Edo, and these criminals, these elements, are demanding for 200 million. We have been battling with the power outage caused by these criminals, the same criminals, and now they are even promising that until November 12th, they will work on this national grid. You can just imagine what is going on in this country. These bandits are having their free will in this country. We are urging the intelligence. We have intelligence in this country. And these people will demand for money. They can use that money to trace this criminal wherever they are. And if they catch these people, you don't even see the sign of 200 million in their life. Some of them will say, no, they give them only 50,000. Some will say, who are behind this kidnapping in this country? I think government needs to use their intelligence to get these criminals wherever they are so that they will deal with them. We are tired of hearing about this insecurity. I will conclude by saying, today's victims are yesterday's survivors. Tomorrow's victims are today's survivors. It could be anyone out there listening to me. As we are facing the blackout now, government must do the needful. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning once again, gentlemen. Itodo and Gabrielle. I remember myself for Bakar Ali Kidan Albaban Ali.
Welcome.
You're
The
welcome.
truth of the matter, thank you. The truth of the matter is this: it is inevitable for the price of petrol to keep rising, in as much as naira keep falling against the dollar, and petrol is sold at international currency, which is the dollar. Unless something drastic is done about the naira, we cannot escape this. That is just the reality. So this is where the Ministry of Finance and CBN have to bring their A game, and we also have to start prioritizing the consumption of our homemade commodities. If not, now we're going to go. Thank you very much for the wonderful opportunity.
Thank you very much for calling. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. Are you there? We can't seem to hear you. We have to let you go at this point. Welcome. Hello, good morning. Are you there? Welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Radio good morning, ma.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Itodo one.
Good morning.
I had the head boy. I greet my senior brother, Salasi, and Abubakar, aka Baban Ali, Ma Ali. 72 hours, life will be restored to the north. Where did they keep this life before? Until they have to go south, then they begin to, I don't know, but they are just make sure that 72 hours. That means the life has been there. They just let them tie these people and put them in the dark so that when they say we need it,
that's not what it is.
Yeah.
Hold on, Yahaya. Hold on. Hold on, Yahaya. Can you hear me?
Yahaya, can you hear us? Can you hold on?
Okay.
All right. So here's the thing, right? The light was not kept somewhere to test anyone. There was a vandalism issue that played out, and what the minister is doing right now is to look for alternatives, pending when that vandalism is fixed. At that point, and then things can be back to normal in that region. But go ahead with your thoughts.
I didn't hear what I'm saying.
Go ahead. I think it's something happening with your
go ahead.
connection, but go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I said one of the facilities was run by Boko Haram, Fulani Hexman or whatever, bandits in Niger State.
Mm-hmm.
I think the issue of insecurity has long overdue. Please, let them put more effort by using the Air Force and any other apparatus in order to wipe this. This is as long overdue and has lifted up our economy, and that is why this issue of insecurity, this issue of hungry everywhere is impacting our nation.
All right, then. All right, thank you very much. Let's take a look at what you're saying on our social media. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja, as well as on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja.
And Onyeka Sonye says, NNPC hike price of petrol again. The renewed hope is at work, is what he says. Chibuke Jonadab says, keep up the good work. Thank you for joining in. Eze, good morning. Dr. Mrs. Omar Lebara says, this apology and panel ethics by the Abia lawmaker is not enough. He should be recalled because it's an embarrassment to his constituents, the way things played out. Is what she is saying in reaction to that headline. Moazo John Lasisi, let the poor breathe. Fuel price raised in this country again, where elites are living large. What is the hope of the common man? He's asking. Who will save us? God rescue us before we all go through the hard way. And also Francis in Enugu State says the activities of banditry in the northern part of Nigeria is worrisome and outrageous. The governors of those states should rise up and do what is needed. It is purely the responsibility of the government to protect and provide for the welfare of the masses. May God help us.
And on YouTube, good morning, Anthony Menugu. Thank you for joining us live on there. Hafsat Muazu, good morning as well. He says, petrol hike again. May God come to our rescue. T-Man on YouTube as well says, what shocks me on the fuel increase is that Nigerians seem to be comfortable. Labor is happy and workers are not doing anything, including Itodo.
What did you say? Doing anything about?
I mean, he said that.
Oh.
Yeah, including you.
What have I done this morning? What have we done?
Moving on. Otto Eyes says, insecurity. 5 women within 4 months in their farms in Otto town in Edo State. Some suspects have been arrested. We beg the Nigerian police not to sweep these cases under the carpet.
Let's get back to the phone lines right now. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, Itodo. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Fine. Good morning, Gabrielle.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Yes, this is Abubakar calling from Senegal this morning.
Go ahead.
I think the court in Edo, this occultism in Edo, I want the new governor elect to look into activities of University of Eboma. I will see Polytechnic, a unit there. And the rate of occultism in those three highest institutions in Edo State the new governor should look into the activities of occultism. And the former governor, I will call it former governor, Obaseki, rewarded those boys, give them arm as a security, state security. That is why when the police said that those guys will not intervene in election, I love it because that is only the way the governor wants to, the former governor Obaseki. Those guys have been killing. Call those guys to reward them, give them property.
Okay, maybe reward is not the right word to use at this point because we're working with facts only and not just assumptions.
Okay, I want the new governor to look into the activities of all those high institutions, three that are mentioned in Edo State. And secondly, for hike again, 1,060 in NTCN, the president is behind what is happening in this oil sector. He's the Minister of Petroleum. He should do whatever he likes. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for sharing your thoughts. And that is Ambrose Ali University, Epoma, not, the way you put it. But thank you for your thoughts this morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Itodo and Gabrielle. This is Bakar calling from Bawaleda.
Good morning.
Among the news item, like I fancy one that says our head will start a debate competition. Kudos to Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info has fire and revived a debating competition among our students to make them be more knowledgeable, to make them to be more attached to searching for knowledge. Spirit of Nigeria Info. We have fired the revolution, reading revolution. It will have multiplier effect in producing credible candidates, well-versed candidates, contrary to what is happening now. And for Dongo to say he's investing in CLB, he's an investor, he's a manufacturer. He have the capacity to do that. But for the individual, ordinary citizens, you have to give them a space of, let's say, 10 years before that freedom.
All right, then.
Freedom will materialize. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take some messages on Facebook.
Yeah, let's do that. This one from Emmanuel Chunuwe says the government has failed us, and I'm also disappointed in what Labour is saying. How do we survive is a question that he is asking. While Lutzo Steving says the government should put the poor masses in their hats and stop playing politics with human lives. This is very unfortunate. How can kidnappers demand that much from a family? Where is our security, is what Lutzo is asking. Good morning, Obankata. Thank you for being a part of the conversation this morning.
All right, let's move on out to your messages on WhatsApp. This says governments prepare for 2025 budgets. We have not seen the positive impact of these year's budgets. Can't the money be shared to every Nigerian to manage? St. Jude from Gogolada.
How much will everybody get if we were to consider that option as being the most viable?
I remember someone saying the other time, like, let everybody just be giving their own share of Nigeria. Let everybody find their way.
That would be something.
And this is from Wazu John Lasisi from Buari, who says, let the poor breathe. Fuel prices in the country where elites are living large. I think he sent us the same message on Facebook because I think you read that earlier. Fitzgerald from Airport Road says, good morning. Naira appreciates by 2.5. Tomorrow it will depreciate by 5.7. Come on, this nation can do better. Crude oil price drop, refined petroleum price jack up. What a country, Fitzgerald says.
A good place to take a breather right now. We've got the news coming up at 7 o'clock, and afterwards we're back to get more of your reactions. But you can catch up on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. And don't forget to, as always, stay hydrated.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
It's so good to win in the Cowbell So Creamy So Good promo with 150 million naira worth of cash and loads of free airtime up.
This is